Blazing like a burn, now loving high in the ground, it rises. Yeah, so check the pocket slot, sniffing in the car, but it rises, it rises. It sarcastic line. Liars and love the stance. Keep your shit eating cream slide. And ain't all of my love strings. Got it, got it. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Erase your face, Rub it clean, I'm around, all you're missing out. Grab it, get it rises, it rises. It rises. It rises. It rises. Erase your face!
This is where you talk.
Thank you, honey. And I have to, I have to actually turn knobs and shit, which y'all know I love to do. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? What a, what a crazy, 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 crazy night. Man, there's like a ton of live streams going right now.
I bet.
Can everybody hear everybody?
Does that mean me?
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk a little bit closer into that mic.
I really don't like talking. I mean, I'm grateful that you actually gave me a mic. It kind of blows my mind because usually you want me to shut the fuck up, but I appreciate it. But now I got to lean into it like fucking Howard Stern.
Well, pretend you're Howard Stern. No, don't
that.
pretend you're
No.
Howard Stern. Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyways. So, anyways.
Satellite man's choking my cat.
Now, in reference to laws,
Right.
Tony. Oh shit.
Hey, how about that?
How about that?
No, we're gonna leave him out of there. I just cannot hear that fucktard again.
Okay, hang on. Let me see. God damn it.
No talk of people that are mind-numbingly boring and irrelevant. Okay.
Oh, okay. What's up, hillbilly man?
Hey. Sounds like you're having fun.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing
Hello.
good.
We haven't talked to you in a while.
I know. I've been around.
That says it all.
I've seen you a few places.
Yeah. You never know where I'll end up at.
I know how you feel, man. Sometimes I find myself in the oddest of places, you know.
Well, listen, I had to do like everybody else. I had to make me a sock account so that maybe some person would stop talking about me, but that doesn't work either.
They're irrelevant.
Well, I used a sock account so that I could go into some chats that I'm banned in.
Right.
Not to be mean to them, just to say hello, because I don't understand blocking people just for saying hello.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, they didn't, to be fair. These
Well,
two
I went over to Rebels. He was seriously talking about some stuff, and I was agreeing with him, and I can't believe he blocked me because I agreed with him.
I know it's crazy how that works, right? Like, I can't believe he blocked me. I gave him money. I can't believe he blocked me. I tried to help.
Right. I was like, wait a minute. Did you just block me? Really? Hell, all I was doing is agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Oh my
the new
God.
trend.
Abe says he doesn't block, but he or time out people, but he definitely does. He did the other night. I watched him do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've blocked people on Clown's channel, but like blocked them personally, from me seeing them. I don't have anybody blocked. I don't give a fuck.
Right. Well, it depends on the channel owner and what they allow and what they don't allow. And if there's certain things they don't allow, then if I'm modded in their room, then I'm not going to allow it. But I'm not going to block them. That's why you have the option to time them out.
Yeah.
And
that's like a gazillion options, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I can time you out for 2 weeks and 1 day and 37 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's better ways to do things than just blocking people just because they're having a bad day that day, and oh my God, they slipped and said something they shouldn't have said, and
But see, you know what though, hillbilly man, something I really wish, because if you think about it, dude, it's like we're talking about blocking people, right?
Yeah.
And blocking, it's like, but to me, blocking is like it's like stabbing someone to death. They always say it's very personal, right?
Oh,
it is
God.
personal,
So,
yes.
because that's how people take it, Well, but I think personally, YouTube, what they need to do is they need to modify slow mode. Okay, you can do a blanket slow mode for like everybody in the chat, or because each creator that has a channel has the ability to block individuals from the chat, and then you can go beyond that and Google block, right? But what they need slow mode, like block. You need to be able to slow down individuals in your channel.
God.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Well, like Lisa, I think it was Lisa. I know it was on Lisa's panel, but I can't remember who was saying it. But I think it was Lisa a while back when she was saying, like, you're trying to break it, like panel break Abe, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that like training, like puppy training?
That's right. That's right. So
Okay.
like if Abe, that's right, honey. So like if Abe, could only post a message in the chat every 5 minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he couldn't say that he's being blocked.
Right.
You know, he couldn't say that he's being muted. It's
Yep.
just, buddy, you need to learn how to behave, my friend.
Well, now don't they have a you have to go. I want to say YouTube Studios. I could be wrong, but you can actually slow the whole chat down, which the whole chat would end up paying for it. But
Right.
at
But
least
what if you could do that individually,
that
Hillbilly
would be
Man?
better if you could do it individually. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Diabolical, I know, but utterly hilarious. Fuck yes.
That's some of Lisa's gummies.
And I tell you
Lisa's-
what, oh, Blue Eyes can really trigger him, can't she?
Man, I'm telling you, D-Man and Blue Eyes got both them bitches numbers. You know, Voodoo. Okay, so I didn't. I was gonna say earlier on Lisa's, but I didn't think it really mattered. But I was telling them that I played D-Band's live from early Friday morning for
Right.
her last night, right? So we listened to it, and God damn it, I lost my train of thought. Fuck, we were talking about blocking. Oh yeah. And I was telling Voodoo, I said, you know, what's really odd is like Lady Di's reactions to this. Now I could be wrong because I don't listen to her hardly at all anymore. And plus she doesn't go live, right, that often. So she's not like constantly on there saying stuff. But when was the last time, Hillbilly Man, you heard her mention Salty Rant?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yes.
Now, what I was pointing out to Voodoo was her hatred for Rick Crude and clearly Lisa, and you know, some of the others, me, myself, and all of that. And I was kind of giving her as much as I knew of what, not only what I was gleaning from D-Band's live, but also what I know about the backstory,
Right.
what I've heard, and you know, not to say I know for fact, but this is the lore, if you will, right? And I said, what's interesting to me is that either she hates Salty so fucking bad that she refuses to mention him, or she can't. Because see, I have a theory, just a little pet theory in my head, that I think she was fucking told and threatened about this whole situation that's going on.
Right.
And that's why certain people aren't getting mentioned in their rants, which I find personally interesting, because you can certainly refrain yourselves over there, Lady Di and Abe, from mentioning certain people,
Right.
but you just can't help yourselves with the other stuff. And I just
Right.
find that titillating, if you will.
Right. And the thing of it is that there's the one common denominator who keeps bringing up people's names, and it's not her.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, but
not
she's
her.
a nasty old cunt. I
She
don't
is.
like her.
She is. And I'm going to say this, because I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've even told a few people that D-Band's onto something, but I think she's going down the wrong rabbit hole. I think.
Yeah.
I think that he had something somewhat to do with it, but I think that she had more to do with it than, because she's the one that had the bloody T-shirt. She kept it as a trophy. There's just more to that story, and I'm glad Rick brought it out and posted the obituary, because it listed both grandmothers on both sides of that family, and neither one of those said Diana White.
Yeah.
So that's not her granddaughter.
Just out of curiosity, Hillbilly Man, were you in Lisa's back chat earlier?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
No.
so let me. Oh God, I hope. I recorded it with my recorder, and hopefully.
Did you get Lisa's okay that you could play it?
Oh, Lisa, is it okay if I play the back chat? If not, it's cool. I don't have to. I mean, I did say I was going to do it earlier,
but
but
you
you're right. I didn't get permission.
Yeah.
Why was my name in there?
No.
No,
Oh.
asking Lisa. It's from Lisa's panel
She's
earlier.
saying yes, you can do it.
Okay. Let me dig it up here. Let me see.
Yeah, this is the first channel I've been on in a while.
So you probably had some happy days, right?
Oh yes. No, don't get me wrong, because even though I'm not there, I still watch. Even though Abe says that that's the wrong thing to do, because I missed one day when this stuff went down with the whole reason why everybody left her, and I missed that one particular day, and then I go up to ask her questions, but I'm interrogating her. Oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
Asking questions is interrogating her now. Lord, look out.
I've said this a million times, and I've said it to him. You know, why do you care? He thinks that we're despicable, despisable people. So what do you care what we think? I can
Right.
tell you, I don't give a shit. I do not care what strangers think. There are people on here I like, and they could say, you know, Voodoo Queen, I think you're being a little too harsh or whatever. Okay. It's inconsequential to me.
Right. Yep. I agree 100%.
But the desperation, the very first time that I heard him, I was like, my God, he's a tryhard. And my opinion hasn't changed.
No. And I even watched him early for about 5 minutes. That's about as much as I can take, 5 minutes, and that's pushing it. But it's the same story over and over, same storyline, same people, same characters. Nothing ever changes with him. Oh shit! There's D-Ban. Oh wow,
There's a lot of people, yeah.
he had a whole panel.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, so Patriot. Yeah, dude.
Hey, TOS.
I don't disagree with you on that point at all. As a matter of fact, I totally understand that, and I don't think that you know, I would go as you know, it just, that seems like low hanging fruit to pick on. I think maybe a lot of people, and I mean, the link is out there, it's pinned. You know, I don't want to speak for a lot of people, but I would think that I think the disdain for it probably comes from the way that she was presenting it on D-Ban's channel. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I certainly don't disagree with you there. You know, being so close to someone else's child and felt like that they were your own. I mean, me personally, I don't even with, you know, other people's kids or other family members' kids, I don't step into that kind of mindset. But there are some that I would certainly defend as if they were my own, certainly.
I agree with that statement too. However, the only time that she brought up that grandchild was in D-Ban's channel when that all went down.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's
about her before.
I think that's yeah. I think that's what left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's what did it for everybody, because of the fact that all of a sudden this girl did what she did. If that's what happened, I wasn't there. I don't know. But that's the first time you ever bring up this girl as your granddaughter. Come on now. That sets up a lot of red flags for a lot of people. And they would be thinking the same way that most human beings would be thinking. What are you talking about? Your granddaughter? You never talked about her before. Why are we just finding this out?
Yeah. Well,
you know,
there are a couple of people that relayed earlier what they saw shown by her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was completely out of line. I can't believe she didn't have like all of her followers just drop. That had
Oh,
I
I know
been in
it.
that situation, yeah, I
know
would have been out of here.
It was awful. It was awful what she did to D-Ban. It should have never been done. If she wanted to do something like that, she should have took it to her channel and not put it on somebody else. And then D-Ban get blamed for Lady Di being trolled the way she was about what she did to D-Ban. And D-Ban had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing. But she got the blame for it.
Yeah.
I really think, especially I feel like as an outsider, I don't get to watch YouTube that much. I'm always having to ask Clown what's going on because it's the soap opera, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what happened here or there, catch me up.
Right.
But just there's so many things that I'm just like, why can't you simply take accountability? And then I think, oh, I've come across people like you in my life. You're never going to take accountability. So whatever. It's game over. Nothing to watch.
Right.
So I brought this. I mean, I brought something similar to what you're talking about up to Abe in the back chat.
Mm-hmm.
And where's my mouse? Oh, when I'm sharing like this, my mouse goes crazy. My mouse is going crazy.
Oh yeah, I can read that. Hang on.
Where's the fucking play button? I'll blow it up here in a second. I
Oh,
hope.
okay. Your mouse is at the bottom.
I know it, but I got to figure out how to play it.
Oh,
Maybe.
there's a play button in the middle. Go to the middle of the screen at the very bottom. There's a play button. Yep, right there. Oop. No, right there. You just went over it again. Keep going.
It's not. Oh my god! Oh, there it is. It finally popped up. Okay. All right. So I scroll back up to the top.
Yeah.
Can you see it, Hillbilly Man?
Yeah, I can see it now. Oh yeah, now I can.
Okay. I turned off the audio.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry for the scrolling up and down.
Nope.
I was
You're fine. Yeah. Wow.
Oh man, I've got to blow that up 3 times.
He's really gotten cocky, hadn't he? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's nasty.
Oh, watch it gets better. Hey, AC. God damn it, Reverend. All right. Okay, so I'll do a quick synopsis of it. So basically, he up to this point, he's basically talking to what the panel is saying, okay?
Right.
And it's just a bunch of, he's calling everybody liars. He's saying D-Ban basically is a shit person. Black Rose is a professional. It's all this a professional victim. It's all the same, ad nauseum bullshit, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm just and I'll start reading Reverend Kelly.
That's a lot of reading.
So he said. So he says she did it after he doxed the girl, and nothing else was being discussed at the time. Now, at this in particular time, they're talking about Blue Eyes and her LOL comment in King Nine's chat on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Now, I was not there. I did not
was.
see the chat. All I've seen is clips and community posts.
He said he was there.
But it doesn't. It to me, it doesn't fucking matter. The biggest lie that he's telling right here is she said LOL after Rick doxed the girl. Nothing else was being discussed at the time. Rick did not dox that girl.
No. Well,
Lady Di
he said the
doxed
girl.
that girl.
He said the girl's name, but he actually doxed Lady Di.
Yes.
That's how it went. But there was a if you went prior to that, there was other conversations going on, and she must have been reading the backlog when she came in, and she must have just said LOL to what somebody said prior to what, and it just happened to go underneath Rick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
Well,
assumed that
Yeah.
she was talking about him doxing, and that had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, well, and they look for any excuse,
Yes.
any fucking excuse to go after Blue Eyes. Like
Yes.
anything.
Yep.
And it's fucking pathetic.
Yep.
Nothing is going to change.
No. Nope.
The players could be in rotation. New people could come in from the past. Nothing is going to change. They've done nothing wrong. They're victims. And we're stupid.
Yep.
Okay.
That's just like he said that me and Flying Monkey was doxed, that we doxed him, or not doxed him, we struck his channel. I never struck his channel to begin with. And as far as I know, Flying Monkey only did that one time, and she even told him she was going to do it.
Yep.
I told him that he needed to apply for FEMA aid since he's such a victim.
Yeah, right.
That motherfucker has lost quite a few gallons of milk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Mammy.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's right, Betty. He will go after anybody that has and it could be a minute situation in their life, and
Can you
he
hear me
will
okay?
blow that up to the biggest
Yeah.
thing ever. Yes, I agree.
Hey, Mammy.
Hey, Mammy.
Hey, Mammy.
Did she drop? Can she hear
Okay.
us?
So I only
Yes.
hopped up real quick. Sorry, I'm not feeling well. 1 sec. Anyways, I only hopped up to say that there's feedback.
Feedback?
It's echoing BTC.
Oh, I'm not hearing it.
Well, I'm gonna mute and tell me if it's still feeding back.
I honestly don't hear it. Is it still doing it? Mammy?
Okay.
Is it still doing it?
YM. It keeps going and going on my end. It seems better now. Okay.
Yeah, because I
Oh.
don't hear.
There's a delay.
Huh.
What the fuck? I'm gonna hop down and hop right back up.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to say there's not a delay. I just don't hear it. Maybe somebody else hears it. I don't see the
Yeah,
chat.
I don't know.
No, but she's having a delay on her end. You could tell by when she was responding.
Right.
Hey, Susie.
Hopefully, when
Miss
she
Jo.
comes back, it'll be right.
Yeah, I don't have a delay or hear any anything that I don't know. Everybody's always complaining about my audio, so it could be me. I don't know.
Well, usually I'm fine on my end.
Okay.
It's clear. There's no. I don't hear anything feeding back. I don't hear a double echo. I don't hear nothing. It'd be like us talking on the phone. That's how I'm hearing it.
Stop it, D-Man.
You do.
It'll block your ass.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think you need to play for those that may not. I think we might have the same audience that Lisa had earlier. But please play Tony's very early
Oh,
message to us. It is so good.
yeah. Let's get through this, and then we can revisit that. Mammy, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Does it sound better now?
Yes, it seems to. So, 6, I seen what you said. And I didn't smoke yet, but I only had a half an edible. That was earlier. But there's still delays. So I just want to say this really quick. Anyways, oh my God, I gotta keep waiting for myself to be done. Anyways, so years ago, she doxed that little girl and put the pictures out on her own channel before D-Band stream, is what I wanted to say.
Yeah, that must have been before my time then, because I don't recall that. The first time I ever heard
She
about
showed that picture, the name, the story.
you know what? Now that you said, yes, now that you say that, yes, that is correct. That one time she did, yes.
What was the reason for it?
I don't recall. I'm just now starting to catch on to what she's telling. Yes, that one time she did show the picture, but that was many years ago, right? I mean, at least 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, it was before my time over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the story was she lived by that grandmother's house, the real one, and the granddad previously had passed, and that apparently she had dementia, the grandmother. The dad had previously passed also. And the grandmother didn't know the granddad who had passed had weapons in the house still. And she took it to school with a note, blah, 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 whatever. And then she came home, and when she went to her kitchen sink or something like that, window, it was winter time, and then she seen the little girl and then ran out to her. That was the original. I don't like talking about it because I think a lot of people here know how sensitive I can be. But I was in D-Bands and I actually thought it was like a late night, middle of the night stream that kind of carried and kept going. And D-Band was actually going to end up getting off by what I thought I remember. But I remember D-Band was so upset. I had stopped typing. I was crying. And I was just like, and she was wigged out and was like, why do you have shirt? Like, don't read the letter kind of thing. Like, she was so upset over it. And for D-Band to get like upset over something like that, like,
oh, it was bad.
Yeah, it just wouldn't stop.
Well, and the thing
I remember that.
I know that Lady Di showed a picture of a paper, right? We don't know what was on there because, like you said, D-Band said, please don't read the letter. We don't know that there was an actual letter there to begin with. We're only going by what she says. And after everything that I've caught her in lies with now, I don't know if I want to believe her that she had a suicide letter. I don't want to believe it. Why would she give it to Lady Di? Come on.
Why would you keep it?
Right. Just like the shirt. Why would you keep that shirt?
That too. Like, not for nothing, my grandmother years ago used to take, photos at a funeral. You know what I mean? Just for a memory. And I thought that was kind of weird. Like,
old people did that though. I remember.
Right. But it wasn't like this situation.
Right.
And it's sick that it keeps getting brought up and that everybody else is always the fucking liar.
Right.
Or that's coming at them. I haven't said a damn word about this dude or her, nothing.
Right. Well, that's just, none of us have really talked about it because they keep bringing it up.
But I'm also not going to let people go at somebody else when I literally witnessed it. I was actually, I think, in that chat for a while and then was going to head to bed Because back in the day, I'd be up all night, doing multiple streams with the 1As and all that, things like that. You know what I mean? So then that started and it snowballed. And of course, how the hell do you go to bed after?
Right.
And it's one
hard.
thing to have those things. It is totally different to share
Right.
it with strangers on the internet.
But
What
but
the
it was
fuck?
actually like she was kind of bragging about the fact that she had that stuff. Not the
It
fact
was just disgusting.
not the fact that she was keeping it. It was more like the fact that she was bragging that they gave it to her. That's the part that
No,
upset
she
me
said
more than
she
anything.
said originally years ago that she went in and changed her.
What? Any cop in this earth would know not to do that.
Right. And that would explain why she ended up with that T-shirt. If she actually changed her before the police and the paramedics and everybody got there, that would explain why she got the shirt. Because normally they would not give that shirt; they would take it in as part of evidence.
As someone who's had a family member commit suicide, like in the last 20 years, and it was a close family member, unfortunately, I can tell you the logistics of changing that shirt is near about impossible.
Oh yeah,
I didn't realize my internet went out. Sorry. So I didn't hear what was said. But years ago, she had said that she had went back in when she ran out and grabbed her, whatever. Ran back in, ended up changing her shirt and what have you.
The
Either
girls
way,
are her
just
own. I'm
her
sorry.
own. That's why she has hers.
Oh,
that
okay.
shirt
I'm
still.
sorry. I misunderstood. I
Yeah.
misunderstood. Sorry.
Yep. So that's why she had it. That's what she had said years and years ago.
but
But I'm also going to point out the fact that she keeps talking about doxing. But the other night when she had a stream, she had her daughter's real name in there who was modded and saying hi to her and stuff.
but
But then saying it wasn't.
that's
And I never talked shit about her. Always stood by her, everything. Even
Abe.
with all that bullshit stuff.
That's
But now
not her
it's all
daughter that's in
everybody
there,
else's fault. This is
Mammy.
sick that this little girl, but I'm not going to let D-Ban take the fall for it either because I was there.
Mammy, that was not Lady Di's daughter. That's Abe in there, acting as if that's her daughter.
Well, duh, we know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
she admitted it right on my panel when she came over to my stream and was talking, and
Yeah, I told
admitted
Voodoo
to all that
that.
crap and what have you. But either
Yeah,
way,
I told.
it's sick. It's all getting brought up. The little girl needs to just be able to rest,
Well, that's
But
just like they were talking about Swammy, and she did make fun of Swammy, and
oh
she
yeah,
even said, "Oh, I'm gonna go eat me a steak on Betsy tonight. Thank God she's gone."
well, she wished death on whatchamacallit's whole entire family, suicide
Yeah.
and stuff. Like,
I heard it.
or sorry, unalive. Like that's
Yeah.
sick. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm super sensitive. It's getting me too emotional. So I don't even want to talk about it. But it's sick. It's sick. So I just want to come up and say that to you guys. Like, this is not the first time. And I was in D-Bands. And it was bad. And D-Band's reaction was total shock.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was there that night too. I was in shock. So I know what D-Ban was feeling. That was uncalled for, and unbelievable.
Yeah,
Mm.
There is no way that if my family member did that, there is no way that I could bring that to the internet and share that with people that I don't know.
Yeah.
I
For
couldn't do it.
what? For people to say, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened to you,"
Right.
or for how many people that are listening that you don't know that are reveling in that? Because there's some sick fucks out there.
Well, and just like I've got up on the screen right here, Reverend Kelly, I'll read you after he, though nobody was engaging him in Lisa's back chat. So I, after like 40 or 50 something messages, I went back there and I'll read what to you, what I said. I said, it'll be okay, Abe. You're just an actor, right? You won't mind being used as an example of a piece of shit lying his ass off about everything he says and defending a lying, pathetic old lady that tried to grift off the death of a young girl, right, buddy?
Who said that?
I said that to him.
Yeah.
And he responded with, wrong again, liar. BTC needs to get laid. That's literally how serious he takes this. And then I said, that's what I thought. Simmer down, buddy. It'll be okay. He called me a little bitch. And I said, maybe go play with your teething ring or your spelling blocks, because I'm just a petty dickhead like that. So let me hit the play on here. So give it a few seconds and I'll scroll up.
But that's true. When you get him in a corner and you can prove that what he's saying is a lie, he'll tell you to do something nasty. He'll call you a liar.
Mhm.
Like you don't know what you're talking about because he knows you got him. You busted his ass.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like it. Go ahead.
It's nasty back there.
So he said, she never asked for a damn dime. Prove it, because you can't. Try harder, bitch. To which I replied, sympathy doesn't cost anything, does it?
And it's a currency.
LOL.
It is a currency on the internet.
And then he responded with, you are my bitch. And I said, maybe only the reputation you've tried to build off the back of a dead girl. Maybe that's what it costs.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
And that's true. Because nobody has been talking about that until they brought it up again. And then, of course, Rick got involved. And we all know how Rick can be. And I'm not going to say he's right or wrong, because it was public information. It was in the newspaper. He showed the obituary, and it did list the grandparents on both sides. And neither one of them said Diana White at all. So, yes, there are people that I call my kids, my grandkids. But if something was to seriously happen like that, I'm not going to rub it into the other family's face like she did.
Yeah.
And that's what she's doing when she goes online saying that's my granddaughter, knowing that they could be listening. You don't know that they're not.
Yeah, that's true.
So why would you go online telling everybody that that's your granddaughter when you know, and be persistent about it? Because she screamed at Rick the other night, that is my granddaughter, like it truly was. And it's not. The big
Because
difference
it's about
there.
her. It's not about, a child that's passed on in a horrible way.
Right.
And the family that's left behind, it has devastating effects for years and years. But because it's about the old cunt I'd like to kick.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree.
But Hillbilly Man and Voodoo, we're the disgusting ones.
Well, okay. So let him, whatever. Prove it. He says he's got all these receipts of all these claims that he's made, but I've not seen one receipt about any claim that he's made about me on his community tab. Like he says, he puts them all on his community. There's nothing there that he's claimed. Now, I will tell you right now, Dragon Classy has seen me. Literally has seen me. Ask her in chat right now if I'm 400 pounds. See what she tells you.
And what's the relevance to that anyway? I mean, truly.
There is none. But that's another lie. That's what I'm trying to get at. He's telling everybody how much we lie, but he's the one lying. saying I'm on welfare. I'm not on welfare. Yes, I get this Social Security. I worked for it for many years. I paid into it. I deserve it.
Yeah. I mean,
Unlike him that only worked for 2 years as a security guard, he doesn't deserve nothing. Piece of shit. I get where I can't even. I really do wish one day I knew exactly where that prick lived, because I swear to God, I would bitch slap him like a woman, because that's all he is a woman. I would bitch slap him into the next year. His mama won't even recognize him when I'm done with him. Little prick.
why does it have to be a woman? Why can't you bitch slap him like a man?
Because, listen, man deserves a lot better than that. I'm telling you. I'm not making fun of women by no means, but he is a bitch and needs to be bitch slapped.
I mean, I defer back to Charlie Murphy, when he says, you don't slap another man. As a man, you don't slap another man. Motherfuckers,
That's true.
motherfuckers back in the day, you slap another man, there was a gunfight afterwards. I mean, fuck, so bitch slap him like a man.
Oh my God! I tell you, I really do wish one day that I could actually meet him. Because the thing is, I know what he looks like, but he has no clue what I look like. And walk up and say, "Hey, Bradley Smith," and he turn around and say, "My name ain't Bradley, bitch." Oh my God!
Unless you're Rick James.
Yeah, Reverend Kelly. I mean, totally. And then you just go around slapping every. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Oh, yeah.
Listen, it's about the laugh. That's what it's about. I'm not a violent person. I probably would do it to him only because he's done so much to so many people that I probably would do it to him. But listen, I give up on him. I quit going. I don't chat into his chat anymore. I don't even, when he goes on panels, I don't go on panels, because all he wants to do is overtalk everybody. He won't let nobody else talk. And why waste your breath to a piece of shit liar?
Yeah, that's true.
And if these people would stop letting him up on their panel, and him realizing that he ain't getting his way, then maybe he'll just stick over on his own channel and do what he wants to do over there.
I spent about 2 months just, if he got talked about, I dropped, this is the most time I've spent on him. And this is my sleepy time. I drank my sleepy time.
Yeah, and I told her we were only going to do an hour, so we got 11 minutes, hang on. Don't you have his background check? That will end this because his LOL cow days need to change. Yeah, I do.
But he's still going to disclaim whatever you put out as evidence.
Well, if you got to really sit back and think about it. He has no choice but to do that. I mean, this is the reason why the saying exists that you never back a dog into a corner, right? Because at that point, they have no choice but to bite. Now, I'm not saying anything Abe can do is bite worthy or even acknowledge, even worth acknowledging as a bite. What I'm saying is there is no other choice, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing with Rebel, right? I mean, he is at his bottom. He's backed in a corner. There is nowhere for him to go.
Right.
He has nothing else to do but continue to lie and deny. Right. Yeah. It's the same thing with somebody that's accused of sexual assault on this platform. What do people really expect a person that's accused to do? to just like
Right.
come clean all of a sudden and be like, oh yeah, you know, I lied about rape, or I raped her or him
Right.
or whatever,
Right.
you know. I mean, it's a completely ridiculous expectation that I think that gets looked over a lot. But I think it's the same, pretty much the same thing with Abe, if not exactly the same thing. What do people expect him to do? I mean, he's actually been busted out as a complete and total liar. He was never a police officer. It's not on a superficial background check, and it's certainly not on the background check that I've got sitting in my email. So I mean, he wants proof and receipts of something that doesn't exist. That's what he keeps asking Corrosive for.
Right.
You know? So, I
Well,
mean, it's like, so you want receipts that Santa Claus doesn't exist?
well, the best day ever, and that I've ever run across on YouTube, and that was the day that he told Salty to find me if you think you can. And 2 days later, what happens?
Yep.
Salty Rant found him, or the group of them found him, and he swears up and down till he's turning black and blue that no, that's not me. That's not me. And it's his voice, him talking about the snow on the ground and all that bullshit in that video, but that's not him.
Mhm.
Come on. You got
Yeah.
busted. Your name is what we call you. You can't lie out of it no more. You're done. You got busted.
But some people, that is their nature. They are going to continue to lie. They're going to continue to deflect. They're
Well, yeah.
going to continue to divert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you catch him in a lie and you tell him to show receipts and you keep the lie go, you keep telling him what he lied about. Oh, he gets really upset then. He look how
Yep.
long it took him to call before he called Blue Eyes a bitch tonight.
Well, you know, I was telling a story about my mother stealing money from my grandparents. I'm an only child, and so was she. And you know, she did the same thing. The more that I confronted her with the actual evidence, right? I mean, I even had video of her and my stepfather stealing $400 out like from the ATM at the bank
Mm-mm.
with her card. Had the video, had the bank transaction, all of that shit, right? She
Right.
still dug her heels in deeper and claimed it didn't happen. I was like, Mom, this was 2 fucking weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was a liar. I was the one making everything up. It was crazy. It was the craziest fucking thing up to that point in my life that I had ever fucking experienced.
I can relate to you because we had a babysitter and I told my mother, Mom, the babysitter's writing checks on your account.
Oh,
On your checks. I didn't say account, I said checks.
Yeah.
And she said, no, there's no way she can be doing that. I got my checkbook with me. I said, Mom, she went in your room and she found wherever your checks were at. And she said, there's no way. So the bank statement comes in, and guess what? Well, let me backtrack. So I get my ass beat because she went to the babysitter and said, hey, my son said you're taking my checks and you're writing checks on me. Are you doing that? No, I'm not. He's a liar. I get my ass beat. I mean, literally. Well, a couple weeks go by, the statement comes in the mail with the checks, because back then you get the statement and the checks.
yeah.
And Mom was flipping through them. She always done it every month or 2 weeks, whatever, however often they got their checks back then. I don't know. She threw up and she said, I'll be damned. I'm so sorry, son. I said, and I looked her square in her eyes. I said, Mom, sorry, didn't do it. You did. You should have listened to your son. And I walked away from her. That was the worst day of my life because I regretted it now because she's gone. But we've made up since then. But back then, I was really upset over my mom not believing me telling her that somebody did something.
And I get that scenario in the story, but if you came on here and an account that popped up that was called batshit crazy started saying, you're 400 pounds, you're on welfare, um, you beg for money, just saying all kind of negative things, you normally don't care.
Right.
But these people care.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I could. Abe is so invested in all of us. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic that he's
Yeah.
got so much free time that he can record everybody's videos, save their chats, take time to put them over in his community tab. I mean, he is invested. And when he's getting beat down in these chats when he's by himself, he calls Lady Di up on the telephone. Mommy, you need to come over to this channel and help me, Mommy. Hurry up, Mommy. Get over here, Mommy.
Dude, like I was saying on Lisa's earlier, that's why last year I thought he was actually taking advantage of her.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way he was acting like that, and the way that it looked to me was that he was exacerbating her aggravation.
Yes.
But as time went on, it was like, holy fuck, they're in this shit together. And then
I've had
go
phone
ahead.
conversations with Lady Di, and she has told him things that he said there's videos of it, but there is no videos. It was a private conversation that I had with her that she went and told him, and then he tries to spin it his way to make it like it was worse than what it was. But he didn't get my side of the story of what was said to her or what she said to me. He only got what I said to her.
Yeah.
That's the issue. It's a one-sided story. And if he would have looked at Flying Monkey's Friday fuckery stream that she had put up, the icon, it's Lady Di in the picture, her holding the phone up to the camera, and it says Bradley Smith on it.
Yeah.
She doxed him. Why don't he go
Yeah.
attack her? Why don't he attack
He
her?
can't accept that narrative. He can't accept that narrative because it doesn't fit within his agenda of his own narrative. When he writes it back, Chad, I always tell Clown he's writing his manifesto.
He does. Because the other night he was telling a story, and then he said, "Oh, where was we?" And and you could hear him under his breath. He was reading a piece of paper, and he said, "Oh, here's where we're at." And he started reading off that piece of paper.
Hey, Black Rose.
Hey, hubby.
Hey, Black Rose.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah, you explain to me when this motherfucker works. I know Voodoo answered me in the chat, but when?
He
has all this. Exactly. He has all this time to do this shit, like Hillbilly said, but yet he supposedly works too.
Well, he can't drive, I can tell you that.
If it wasn't for Lady Di giving him money and his mom and daddy giving him money, he wouldn't have any money to spend.
Mm-hmm. And he's, and it blows my mind. He's like 42, 43, whatever, and he's done all these jobs in this short amount of time.
Well, if you stop and think let's say he started at the age of 16, which we know he didn't, because he said he went to the police academy, he went into the university when he was in his 30s and only worked 2 years. Now he's saying 2.5 years. I don't know which one it is, but he was never a cop. He was a security guard, but he's had all these. If you stop and think about it, every job that Lady Di has ever done, he has that same resume, same exact resume,
and vice versa.
Right. She was a news reporter about the tornadoes. He is too. She was a hazmat. He is too. She was this. He is too. I mean, it never ends.
But everything that I've found about that tornado that they talk about, they had no warning for it.
No. And the thing of it was, before Flying Monkey's husband passed away, God rest his soul, he was trying to tell Lady Di about it because his family was in that tornado.
Mhm.
And he was trying to explain to her, and she was calling him a liar. He was a prick. He was this. He was that.
Yeah.
And God rest his soul, he knew more about that tornado story than she knew about it.
I just don't understand. Like every time something gets mentioned, they feel the need to glom on in some matter of importance or authority. That's what it is. That what the things they glom onto, they project themselves as someone that had authority, which I find hilarious because I wouldn't ask them, to tell me what time of day it was. I wouldn't trust them to tell me the right answer.
And they always act like nobody else anywhere on YouTube knows anything about anything that they're talking about.
Right. Well, now Abe, she's not telling the story. I'm going to tell the story since she hasn't been telling it. Now he's going around to the service where her husband was at, and he is getting the awards that he was awarded when he was in the service. Her husband.
What repeat that? What?
What?
Say what?
Yes. The awards that she's been showing, the things that he got when he was in the service.
Her Lady Di's husband. Lady Di's husband. Okay.
He got certain awards for things that for bravery, for the the awards that they get.
Yeah.
Well, Abe is the one contacting the service to get them for it because apparently she can't get them.
Why can't she get them?
I don't know.
She's the only one that could. Abe wouldn't be able, or Bradley wouldn't be able to get them.
Unless
it has to be a family member.
He could say he's a family. Come on. He's known him for how long?
No,
he's a family member.
You have to prove it with the military.
I know it. I don't know why Rick didn't just mute his mic the other day and say, "Yeah, I'm her cousin." You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dude.
What are you talking about?
But
what are you talking about, clown?
I'm talking about when Rick called the coroner's office and the lady asked him if he was a family member. All he had to do was mute his mic. Nobody would have had any proof that he lied.
Right.
I mean, come on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
I don't.
There was a video he did. It was a video he did the other night.
I was gonna say I don't watch Rick. So, what coroner's office did he call?
The one where.
Yeah, the county, the coroner in the county where the little girl passed.
Yeah.
Because I seriously do not watch Rick. I don't watch anything he does. That's why I'm like totally clueless in this.
Well, I don't watch him when he's doing his lives because my grandson's usually here, and you never know what's coming out of his mouth, and I won't watch it when my grandson's with me. So once he leaves and goes home, I'll watch if he still leaves it up. And most of the time here lately, he's been leaving it up for a day or two, and I'll watch the replay. And I was dying. I was thinking the same thing. Why didn't he mute that mic and say, and nobody would know the difference?
I still don't watch him. I just don't watch him.
Listen, sometimes he can be funny. Sometimes he can be funny, but there's a lot of times that he is very vulgar and very nasty.
Yeah.
And those are the times
he can be funny.
Those are the times that I don't like watching him. When he's calling women names and everything else, I don't like that.
So Abe is running around claiming that he's getting Lady Di's husband's war memorabilia somehow.
Yes.
But someone brought it up. I don't know if it was Voodoo or someone in the chat. Why didn't she have them to begin with?
Not just
Apparently,
that, but how does her deceased husband's accolades make her a better person?
Well, that's a good question. But the other thing I would think is that if she doesn't have them, and the reason she herself can't get them is because they were never married. They were probably common law married.
Right.
Wouldn't that make her a slut?
And the reason I think that she doesn't have them is because she left them in Illinois when she moved to Arizona, and somebody must have gotten rid of them, just like they gotten rid of the tower that she had in her backyard that had the ham radio stuff. They got rid of all that, she says. So they probably got rid of a bunch of stuff and didn't realize what it was, and
Or
she
the
don't
kids
have
would
it no
have it.
more.
And that's what I was asking. I went ahead and played the rest of that chat. So while y'all were talking, so if people want to see it, they can go back. But that's why I asked Abe, I said, do you want me to start asking questions about the whole reason that Lady Di, quote unquote, left Illinois and went to Arizona? You know, because if any kind of halfway logical person who's watched all of this, even from the outside without knowing anything, and knowing about all of her grievances over the past few
Right.
years, and things that she said herself, and Abe, you do have a problem keeping your mouth shut, buddy. Let's be honest, okay?
He does.
It's
You know, to
obvious.
a person, yeah, I mean, to a person on the outside, it would look like Lady Di, you've been financially irresponsible.
Yep.
You know, you've done some pretty questionable shit online, like say, oh, I don't know, try to garner sympathy for yourself using a dead girl. And people find that shit on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else. And it's not just the ones that, this is where I was going with this earlier, Hillbilly Man. It's not just the ones that you won't mention Lady Di for some odd fucking reason, who used to be the bane of your existence on
Right.
this platform, and you just somehow mysteriously don't mention them anymore. I wonder why.
Yep.
I'm just curious. I'm just asking questions like any normal person that has a brain would do, right? You know, and it looks like you were moved, and that would explain why all of your shit was left behind and missing. And maybe, just maybe, you weren't actually the upstanding woman that you claim to be, and you weren't really married to your husband. Y'all were just having a good time, if you know what I mean. And that's why you would need somebody to, oh, shocker, lie for you to the government. Because, I mean, after all, it's not you lying, is it? You're just an old lady who doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Right. And she said it time after time that he was never at home. He was always working. He was always here. He was always. Why would he want to stick around having to listen to that bullshit all the time? Because I guarantee you she was worse to him than what she is on YouTube. Guarantee it. It wasn't all happy-go-lucky with them. I guarantee it.
Oh no.
He was probably happy to get out of that house every chance he got it.
I couldn't have her behind me in the line at the grocery store. I'd be like, Jesus Christ, I got to get away.
See, I don't know how I haven't been kicked out of a grocery store because I can't keep my mouth shut. And that is actually on my bucket list, is to get kicked out of a public place.
Well, guys, I'm going to step down. It's been 1 hour and 9 minutes I've been up here. I know Bedtime Clown's been wanting to get off here, but well, he said only an hour, but I don't know how long he's been on. But I want to say good night to everybody, and be good, and yeah, have a good time tonight, guys. We'll talk.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for coming up, Hillbilly Man.
Oh, I
It's always
appreciate
good
you for
talking
letting
to
me
you.
up.
Yeah, thank you.
All righty, you guys have a good night.
Have a good night.
You too.
All righty.
I do want to say to D-Man, I'm sorry that you're you're feeling sick about this. I do want to say thank you though for bringing it to light. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it actually took a lot of courage. I feel like it did, and like Betty was talking earlier in Lisa's, there's a lot of y'all that have remained steadfast and solid as actual friends because you didn't bring this shit up and you didn't say anything for a long motherfucking time. You know, and that's another thing that sticks in my craw about that mealy mouthed little worm Bradley is that he always puts it out there for everybody to see his little inner workings with Lady Di. A friend
Yeah.
wouldn't do that to you, would they, Lady Di? A friend wouldn't do every fucking thing that
You
Abe has
notice
done to her.
You notice he throws that word around a lot. He throws the word friend, and he even said on his one live stream, because yeah, I'll admit I do watch the fucking things, but I turn the playback speed up to 2 times so he sounds like a fucking chipmunk. He goes, I can't stand the word acquaintance.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? You seriously come to YouTube looking for friends?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what she, in my opinion, that's what she was looking for when she did what she did on D-Bands.
Yeah, but they're both two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
They probably had a kindred spirit within each other, you know, being ostracized most of their life. Because I could tell you, I could not have even tolerated working with someone like her. There would eventually be a come to Jesus meet to tell her to shut the fuck up.
Probably multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got nobody to blame but themselves. You know?
Yes.
So I don't know what they want from everybody else. I'm sure
Acceptance.
I'm sure Lady Di, you know, is really just there's no way she's not embarrassed. There's no
Right.
fucking way that she's not embarrassed. You know, but she did it to herself. Abe is consciously a piece of shit. And my question is, for what? I have my
Yeah.
beliefs as to what his actual motive is. And I mean, I've said it I've been saying it for a year. He's got his hands in the old lady's pocketbook, and that is why that's why she was moved from Illinois to begin with. And that is why she has a live-in caretaker now.
She
You know?
does? Because I didn't know for sure if she did. I know I've heard you guys say that she did, but I wasn't, you know, I didn't know
Well,
if
I
you
was
guys
asked
were
not to say
saying
anything
it.
about it. It's already been outed, but I'm not going to repeat it until the
Yeah.
person that told me not to say anything says it's okay. But it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, my whole thing is I sussed you
She's
out from the
70.
get-go, motherfucker, and that's all there is to it. You know.
She's 74. It doesn't hurt to have a living caretaker at that age. I mean, for crying out loud.
You know, Black Rose, it's like I was saying the other night, you know, my grandfather, when I took his keys, he was already so far gone mentally that it didn't necessarily matter to him. He was struggling internally, emotionally, and mentally with the fact that he was
Yes.
in that position and couldn't do anything about it. My grandmother, on the other hand, who had only driven one time in her entire life back in like the early 40s and wrecked the car and never drove again. She had a completely different reaction. She was mad for quite a few years over it. But what could she do? She
Yeah.
couldn't drive. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, so eventually she got over it and had to accept it. And I spent every day of my life those years going over, not only taking care of my own and working 40 to 60 hours a week, but also being there from 5
Yeah.
to 6 a.m. before I had to go to work, go work however many hours, come back to their house, do whatever that had to be done, and then go home and do whatever had to be done for years, you know?
I took care of my parents, and it got to the point where we had to take my dad's car keys, and I was the one that broke the news to him. My mom and I did it, and believe me, that was interesting because he looked at me and he's like, "Well, hell you will." I said, "You want to bet?" And I grabbed them and I actually stuck them down my bra. I said, "You ain't going after them in there."
Shit, my grandfather, he one morning he got up real early and he walked outside underwear and t-shirt, undershirt and underwear. It went over to the neighbor's house about 5 doors down and asked the neighbor to take him to the Volkswagen dealership so he could buy another car.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, nice.
And this was like a year and a half after I took the keys. This wasn't like a week later. This was like a year and a half.
Well, we didn't have any of those issues.
I mean, I'm just saying that, that I don't know. It's a fucked up situation all the way around. And they don't, I think what these delusional people, mainly Abe, Di, I would almost give a pass if she wasn't such a mean cunt. But I think Blue Eyes hit it on the head last night. You depending on the person in that state, you don't know who you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get Dr. Jekyll or you're going to get Mr. Hyde. My experience with it was none of the 4 elderly people that I took care of had any kind of a mean streak, even though my maternal grandmother was dubbed Satan by all of my friends and a couple of my exes. Even when her mind was gone, she wasn't mean and malevolent. But I think that Di, it's a little bit different. I think she's always been a little salty, if you will, rough around the edges. And I think that when those kind of like whatever she's got going on pops up, then she's one of those that gets meaner. There's if you take alcohol, right? There's happy drunks and then there's mean drunks.
Yep.
That's the same thing.
I mean,
not exactly the same thing, but
just pretty much similar. I mean, but I have noticed, she hasn't done anything since her last live, and she privated it, but he is just continuously bringing it up and going on about it, but he's complaining about everybody else doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well, Black Rose, should we first off, you're gonna have to how good are you in the ring?
Who's she gonna fight?
Well, she's got to fight you. Well, I don't know how this is gonna go because and she's got to fight Flying Monkey.
Oh shit! No, I ain't fighting you guys, especially not tonight.
Well, what about like baking cookies? Would you bake cookies?
Fuck you! You ain't getting no fucking cookies.
I'm saying cookies for all of us.
Fuck you!
Everybody.
I'm the one that has to put up with you.
That's true.
Yeah,
y'all get to just turn me off and like go your separate ways and like feel like have secondhand embarrassment or whatever.
That's hilarious. I'll get to turn me off. I bet Voodoo turns you off all the time.
Fucking Voodoo. She is so mad at me earlier.
Tell them why.
Because okay, I don't even know if I want to go back to this because I don't want you to get mad at me.
Well, I'm not mad now.
Okay, so can I
What?
tell the story
From your perspective? Yeah, tell it from your perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're sitting at a stoplight in the truck earlier, and across the perpendicular to us is somebody who has a yield on green turn signal, right? And the person behind them is getting a little impatient, right? And so they honk their horn. And, you know, I mean, I notice things, but I don't do nothing. You know, I mean, her and I are talking, and then the horn honks again, and then the guy he moves up, but like nobody's coming. I mean, there's really like no good reason for this dude to like not go. You know what I mean? And we're watching this play out because we're sitting at a stoplight, and so then the horn honks the third time, and I don't, honey, I know I said something. I don't know. I don't remember what I said.
I don't remember,
I'm,
but
I'm,
you started getting that look on your face that you get when you're about to do something stupid.
yeah, I do get a look on my face. And stupid is subjective. But anyways, okay. Yes, I am an idiot. I will admit it. But so I'm like, I don't know. What's this motherfucker? Why is he honking? You know? And the guy's like honking, and the other guy is just like sitting there, and he should be going, and he's not. And I honked my horn. They honked, and I mean, we're perpendicular to each other, so we're like not even going the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like honk honk, you know. And Booter's getting so fucking mad at me because she's, I
I
don't
made the
know.
mistake of wearing a headband, and we went shopping, and so I was starting to get a migraine, and I just was not having it.
Yeah, and I mean, I just think that it's funny just to honk randomly, like because I was trying to as we finally were able to go in the honker, the honky. I should call him the honky. The other guy in the honky, they
That
finally,
reminds me of something.
you know, they finally got to go, and so
And
then
then
our
he
like,
just keeps. Oh,
so I'm getting there, baby, and so we finally got to go, and I turn, and there's like this random dude walking, and she's really mad at me. She's like, "Stop it!" You know, she's expressing how angry she is, and I'm like, "I'm just trying to explain how I think it's funny to," and I like honk as I drove by the guy walking, and he looked, you know, he looked over, like smiling real big, and I was like, "See," and she was like, "Knock it off right fucking now." I'm like super pissed. I'm
Oh
like, "Okay,
my gosh.
you know." uh,
did he knock it off? No, he
yes,
didn't.
I did.
Not.
You had one more.
No, I didn't honk again.
Yeah, you did.
I was wondering, did you hear me honking when we were driving back from the Mercedes place?
No,
You didn't?
no. I was focused on the road and the rain and the idiots.
Well, those
The finger
when we were
slip.
driving by that where that golf the driving range is
Uh-huh.
on the service road, and
Uh-huh.
all those 3 or 4 vehicles that were behind you, they almost caused a fucking ridiculously stupid accident because it's so rare you get 4 retards in one fucking spot at the right goddamn time. And I started just beep, 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 and I could see your taillights up there, and I was like, I wonder if she hears me. I don't know.
A screaming too. Yes.
My cat's even yelling at you for that. You saying honky reminded me of something. I don't know if it was Nemesis or whose dream it was, but Lady Di was up there and they were talking about people coming over here. I don't remember like what years it was, but she said she was saying something about like her parents-in-laws or something like that. And have you ever heard the term WAP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know what it is.
Yes.
I mean, it's like a derogatory term for an Italian person, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, you know what she said? She says that I guess somehow someone like an in-law or something. Somebody was calling an in-law or something WAPs, and she said that they were calling them that because they came over here to Staten Island on the boat, and it's because they had their papers. That's what they used to call them if they had their papers, was a WAP. And I'm sitting here watching it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And you know what it was called if they didn't have their papers?
What?
A WAP. A WAP. And I'm like, lady, you don't know what a WAP is, do you?
No, I'm sitting here going, what?
Oh,
I know.
God.
I didn't say shit. I was like, okay, you believe what you want to believe.
My God.
Yeah, you got she.
I was seriously thinking to myself, because I'm like, damn, I wish my mother was still alive so I could say, Mom, you got to hear this.
Yeah.
I
But
was
she
like,
says
oh my
stuff so matter of factly, like, yeah, yeah.
God.
And,
Yeah.
and as though you have to believe her.
Yes.
Funny that her sidekick thinks he's so freaking smart. I find that hilarious.
You know, I don't get it. I really don't. But I did. I was sitting here laughing my ass off. Yeah, a WAP is someone with papers, and a WAP is someone without papers.
God. You can't even get her racism right.
Oh, she can get it right. Trust me. She can definitely get it right. That is for fucking sure.
Oh.
So we should have wet ass pussy just saying. Oh wow. Or, yeah.
A WAP. Who's the one ass pussy? That's why Lady Di doesn't know what it is.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah, I tried to tell her. She's always complaining about that door, and being in the desert, arid environment. You would think she would know this, but she didn't apparently. I told her right when Bradley was on his banned bedtime clown campaign last year. I said, why don't you get some graphite, and put some graphite in that door track? And I never got a chance to explain to her that I was, get some white. Well, I may have said white graphite in the chat. I can't remember now, but I do know I said get some graphite and put it in there.
Yeah.
And I may have intentionally not said white just to see. But if I remember right, she pretty much ignored. I mean, Numbnuts blocked me immediately. But it was
No
either,
way.
I think it was the next night she went live and she was talking shit about me, and she told everybody how big of a dummy I was. Because why would she put black graphite in her door?
Oh.
And I was like, well, you dumb motherfucker, they make white graphite. So that's why I always say she's a white supremacist and hates anything black, because her dog is white, which mine is too, but that's
Well.
weird.
She can't even get a WAP right, so she got. I can't even make fun of her over that because I can't quit laughing about it. Yeah, she has issues. She
Well-
needs to stay on the internet.
Let's oh, hang on a second. Let's play this out with a little hey kitty.
Yeah, she's like on top of me. She's trying to get attention.
Play this out with a little a little tribute, like a post Memorial Day tribute to all of the not fake uh, people, that died in the line of duty and made the
Mm,
ultimate sacrifice so that we could all bust on habitual liars like Lady Di and Bradley and Black
yes.
Rose. Thank you for coming up here,
Well,
and
thank you for having me.
you're more than welcome. Y'all are welcome back anytime. And chat, thank you for being here. And you know, rest in peril, Lady Di and Bradley. You fucking fuckwits. And that's it, guys. Well,
Salutations.
all right. Y'all have a good one. And we'll
Yes,
see you.
everyone have a good night.
All right. Later,
Good
y'all.
night.
Bye.
Bye bye.